Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
So it's safe to assume that the founders of Freemasonry, whoever they might have been at any given point, remained organized as conceptually as a lodge. They used the working lodge as a concept, and in that way, every function of the lodge can be used to help navigate problems. And today we're going to talk about one of the more exciting ways, bear with me, one of the more exciting ways that you can move the conversation forward inside your own mind or with people in the room. And that is taking the role of the secretary. I know. Probably some of you at home are probably going, I've already been secretary 1,000 years. Please make this stop. Or you're going, I wouldn't touch that job with a long stick. And here is where the administrative work of secretary and the role of secretary differ. In my jurisdiction, when you take the role of secretary, one of the things that you promise to do is to keep an accurate recording of the proceeds of a meeting. What happened in the meeting? What does it look like? What went down? And only those things that were fit to be recorded for posterity's sake, right? And so when we look at this function for ourselves, we're really talking about the ability to retain and recall information that is appropriate and useful and free of charge, free of the emotional language that oftentimes comes with our own memories. And so we can get into this sort of conceptual headspace and understand that the secretary is the recorder of memory. And as the recorder of memory, you're going to want to keep an accurate understanding of what that is. This is also a role that you're going to want to step into on a regular basis when you are trying to diagnose and troubleshoot something that may be going on in your world, relative to how you feel about it. More often than not, the way we remember a thing or the way we record a thing is not free of emotional content. And because of that, some of the memories that we have, which may have been in a bad state when we recorded them, we may have been frustrated, agitated, abused, any of the above. And at the time we recorded those memories, to recall them recalls the emotional content and not the factual content. And so this is where sort of working with your inner secretary as a function becomes absolutely one of the more fertile territories to kind of roles to hang out in, one of the best aprons to put on. So what does it mean to record something free of emotion or take the emotional content out of it? More often than not, when you remember a thing, you have these feelings about what you've remembered. And by being able to recall those feelings, you can take them off of that event if you work to do so. So you might remember the last time you were really, really angry. And when you were really angry, you remember all of the details, very likely, that made you angry. Maybe it was the feeling of helplessness. Maybe it was the feeling that your needs weren't getting met, whatever those things are. But if you take those feelings off of what you remember, the event itself stops being interpreted with that emotional content or through that emotional content, and you can see things for what they are. The same thing's true across the broad swath of your memories and your recollections of all sorts, that they are very likely recorded both with factual content, as you saw it at the time, and there's some important context there as well as with emotional content, which you're going to benefit from removing. this holds true for both positive and negative memories. And so we'll get into a little bit more of this when we start doing some of the behavior work or understanding what the secretary does in the role of managing your behavior. And then from there, we'll move to the relationship level, then systemic like we have been. And then a little bit of a collection at the end of the week with what does that mean out in the real world. So stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.